More than 60 feet of land was washed away from some portions along the river that runs through ʻīao Valley as a flash flood washed boulders and trees down the waterway to properties below on Tuesday night. Residents compared the roar of the river to the sound of a jet engine and described a trembling that occurred as huge boulders were pushed downstream. In all, 11 individuals were evacuated by emergency personnel when they became stranded by the rising stream water on Tuesday night. One resident described the evacuation saying her family walked through knee-deep river water while neighbors stood atop their roof awaiting help as they tried to avoid being swept downstream. A 92-year-old man was secured in a basket and carried out by emergency responders during the rescue effort. Family members at one residence say they are unable to return to their home because of the damage from the river that tore a new path through the valley floor. They say they've never seen the kind of flash flooding that occurred in all their years living in the valley, with some describing the sound of the river to be as loud as a freight train. The river created an entirely new path, taking chunks of land downstream. It left silt, debris, and branches on the first floor of a two-story home and deposited heavy silt and trees in areas that were once manicured with tropical flowers and fence lines. On Wednesday morning, county crews had closed access to Kepaniwai Park, where mud and debris had collected along portions of the road. Access to the valley was also limited on Wednesday morning to residential traffic only. A boil water advisory remains in effect for customers in the central and south Maui areas. Affected areas include Kahului, Wailuku, Paia, Spreckelsville, Pu'unene, Kihei, Wailea Makena, and Ma'alaya. At this time, there are no water quality violations. The advisory is merely a precautionary measure for public health and safety purposes. Customers should boil water at a rolling boil for 3 minutes prior to consumption or use bottled water instead. Water conservation requests are also in place in Wailuku, Kahului, and Lahaina only. Keeping you up to date, I'm Wendy Osher.